Okay, Happy New Year to everybody. Yay! I'm really excited, seriously. I started in a fire because I want to, in our case, in my personal case, I want to be my best year ever. Something that my wife and I, we committed. As a matter of fact, we already sponsor so far 3 people this year. When I mean this year, this week. And we are just on Monday. My goal, by the way, personally, is to sponsor at least one person from Facebook every week, and a total of 8 people per month. My goal is always to get the essentials with Product B. But anyway, that's my goal. And I'm already ahead. I have 2 people this so far today. My wife won today. We started on fire, and I probably am going to be sponsoring another person tomorrow or Wednesday. My goal again is 1 a week from Facebook, 1 a week from other sources. But so far, all the 2 people that I sponsored so far, both of them came from Facebook. But anyway, guys, and my goals are very big. At the end, you're going to see some of my goals I have, and they are very audacious. But you know what? Audacious goals are what keep us alive. Just going like a turtle, that doesn't excite us much. At least most of the people don't get excited. My personality is that a little increase doesn't excite me. I want always big increase. But again, everybody is different. But anyway, let's get started. What you will learn tonight, how to know where you are now. And this is really important, and I'm going to tell you in a second why. How to pay for your needs, dreams, and goals with the business. And this is something that many people don't do. I think is so important. And then the Napoleon Hill formula for goals. And the reason I decided to use the Napoleon Hill formula is because he wrote this book in the 1930s. Actually, the first edition was in the 1920s. And this book has created more millionaires. His book, Think and Grow Rich, for those that you are not familiar with, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, has created more millionaires than any other book. As a matter of fact, many of the books that you see today on personal development, they were born after Think and Grow Rich because they were inspired by Napoleon Hill. Also, Napoleon Hill obviously was inspired by other books like The Science of Getting Rich, but Napoleon Hill is the first one that went really deep into formulas. And that's why I'm using this with a little change. And the reason the little change is because different discoveries that we have had in the neuroscientist area, on how to even accomplish goals. Now, this is not going to be a deep treatise on goals, but if you do this, you treat it the way that's supposed to be, like something serious, wow, this year is going to be your best year ever, at least for now, because then next year we want to make sure that it's a better year than this year. But anyway, let's talk about setting goals. Now, resolutions against goals, and this is very important. Resolutions don't work. Most people that set resolution do not commit to them. They say, I want to lose weight, and I want to make more money. I want to get out of debt. By the way, those are the 3 resolutions most common. They are most common. Get out of debt, make more money, and lose weight. Interesting, because the 3 of those things can be addressed by us. Some people also have, I want to exercise. That sometimes is related to weight loss. But those are the 3 top resolutions, guys. But again, but they don't work because people, they don't have a plan. They don't even write it down, those resolutions. Now, goals work, but only when you are committed to them. They are in writing. They have to have a deadline. Sorry for the misspelling. They have to have a deadline, and finally, they have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. And anyway, hold on a second. For some reason, it's not going to the next one. Okay. All right. What are your needs? This is the first thing that is important. And guys, if you have paper and pen, make sure you write this right now. Your needs are the things that you need to earn today, what you have today in order to survive. In other words, your rent, mortgage, car payments, gas, utilities, food, savings, etc. Do you have a number? If you have a number, make sure you write it down, because this is so important, what I'm going to tell you. And by the way, when you cover your needs in Isogenics, let's suppose that your needs are $3,000 a month, just to throw a number, or $4,000 a month. You don't quit your job. You do not quit your job when you are covering your needs. I'm going to tell you when I feel is the best way to quit your job, but you don't. Because usually when you're living within your means, your needs, still you're going to live tied up, and you don't want that. Unless your needs are low and you happen to live right now a life about your needs. When I mean you have income about your needs, and there are people that are joining, for example, the two people that I sponsor, both of them are six-figure income earners in their regular professions. That means that they have a good income, but they are looking for time freedom because they don't have time freedom at all. Both of them work, one of them works something like, and I'm not exaggerating, he told me around 70 hours a week, 70, and the other one 50 to 60 hours a week. And one of them had not taken a vacation in almost 4 years. He is tied up to his business, and that's why they choose to join Isogenics. They have a big why. But anyway, your need first, a number. Let's suppose that you have 3,000, 4,000. If you're not sure, make sure you do this exercise later in your house. But remember, you are going to include all your life expenses, like your rent, mortgage, car payments, gas, food, utility, savings. Now, if your needs are so tight that what you're spending that you don't have even for savings, that's okay, because many people are in, that have that problem. I think I forgot the percent, but there's really high percent of people that cannot save. They're just living paycheck to paycheck. But make sure you write that number. Let's suppose that's $3,000 or $4,000. The reason you have to know this is because by the time, first of all, you have to know the numbers. In order to be successful, and Jimmy Smith repeat all the time, you must know the numbers. Now, the next one, okay, hold on a second, as to what are your wants. Now, this is different from your needs. Wants are things that you would like to improve right now in the near future. We are not talking about the dream stuff. I'm talking that, for example, you need a house with an extra bedroom, or you would like to move to another place because you live in a place that you don't like, or a neighborhood that you don't like, or a city that you don't like at all, a new car, etc. Include a number for savings and investments, usually around 10% of your gross income. But this is really important, guys, because here, again, these are not the dreams. Let's suppose that you're driving an old car that's beat up. Your goal, your wants that you want to buy a car to upgrade it because it's falling apart, or you want to have an extra income. Now, when you reach this income, this is the wants income, then is when you quit your job or traditional business, if this is what you want. From this point on, you are going to go for your dream. But this is the point that you quit your job. Why? Because you already have some of your wants and you have enough money that you are saving. As you see, you have savings and investments. And let's assume that your needs, I'm going to put as an example. Let's suppose that your needs are $3,000, but your wants are $5,000 a month. But from that, you are saving 10% already. You have, in other words, you are living, okay, comfortable, not super millionaire, comfortable, but you have already savings. You can go to the movies. You can do a lot of little things that you couldn't do before. Then this is when you quit your job. Never, ever with your needs, the thing that you need. No, this is when you live to a level that you have money left already. This is important, guys. And if you already have a number, and I know most of you don't, write a number of how much money you would like to earn extra. You have to earn extra in order to be living a little more comfortable life. I'm not talking, again, your dreams yet. In general, most of the people seem to be around $2,000 more per month. That's the average on top of what they are earning right now. Usually it's between $2,000 to $3,000. It depends, again, where you are right now. But this is so important. Again, your needs and your wants. And then this is the next one. And the next one is really important. Okay, hold on a second. What are your dreams? These are your big things: the dream house, the expensive house, how you are going to be assisting different charities, helping other people, etc. Buying cars if that's what you want. Some people, that's not what they want, but they want just to go around the world, to travel around the world, homes, giving a home to their relatives or a car. Write a number. In my opinion, the income here is at least $250,000 per year, or seven-figure or more per year. Again, depending where you want to be. But write a number. Now, usually here the number is going to be around 3 to 5 times what you are earning when you have the ones you're living comfortable, but still it's not your dream. Usually between 3 to 5 times that. Now, create a dream board with your dreams and big goals. Here, I'm going to have an example in a second. I'm not going to do it right now, but here you're going to have an example from mine, and I will show you later. But this is something really important, your dreams. And the next one is super important, your why. Ask yourself, holy cow, I have a few mistakes I already noticed in each page, but ask yourself, if money and time were not a problem and you would have all the energy to enjoy them, what would you do? And then from there, start answering your why. What would you do? Who would you help? Start writing all those things. And this why is going to be tied up in many ways to your dreams. Make sure you write your why. And guys, you may have to listen to this again. One of the things that I'm going to have on the website, how to get going, I have some forms where you can fill the forms for your needs, your wants, and your dreams, and also setting up your why. But this, you can do it right now or later after this webinar. Again, you write your needs, your wants, your dreams, and your why. The more reason you have, the stronger is going to be the motivation for you. Now, you heard that before, and it's powerful. But now, how can I apply it to isogenics? How you can do it in isogenics? Now, the cool thing in isogenics, we have a roadmap. One of the cool things about our pay plan is that our pay plan is very simple, so simple that it's very easy to create a strategy. Now, most people don't work the strategy because there are other limitations that most people have, and usually start with a belief. And belief could be belief in yourself, belief in network marketing, etc. But when you go over that belief, then to set a strategy is really simple. I'm gonna have an example right now is Kelly Dickerhoff and her husband. Some of you heard me about 3 years ago talking about Kelly Dickerhoff when she was brand new. We met her at one of the isogenic university. She was really nervous, I remember, but she was trying to grow in isogenics using mostly Facebook. She was posting a lot on Facebook. As a matter of fact, she became an executive in 5 weeks. In her first 5 weeks in isogenics, she was one of the first, or the people inspired at 5K in 5 weeks, although at the time it was 3K in 3 weeks, in 5 weeks, excuse me. Then eventually, now with the new bonuses, 5K in 5 weeks. And she did that, but still she was really nervous because she didn't want to talk to anybody. As a matter of fact, when she became a 5-star Golden Circle, Kelly Dickerhoff, when she was interviewed by Travis Garza, and Travis asked, how many people after you have talked in your job and your family in person in isogenics? And she said, nobody in my job knows about isogenics. And she was already a 5-star, making about $5,000 a week, that eventually she quit. And it's interesting because they bought a gym now. But anyway, and now today she just became a 12-star platinum. That means that they max out 2 centers. That means that they are making 6 figures per month. And the reason I'm saying this is because she's had a huge why. And the huge why is because she wanted to help several people in her family, personal family, and also to be people aware of moms especially. As a matter of fact, if you have followed Kelly Dickerhoff, she talks all about a lot about moms that are making money from home to help their home. And that's one of the reasons Kelly got to the max out 2 centers. 2 centers again max out. The minimum income is $108,000 per month. This is without counting any bonuses, just the basic 6% cycles, 6% commission on your downline. That's it. The why is so important. Now, you have to know the numbers in order to be successful. Something that is incredible is that when I talk to people and I ask them what is their goal in income, people come to me and say, well, I want to earn $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month. And I ask, well, what rank do you have to be at in order to do that? It's sad to say, but 90% of the people don't know. And I bet if we go through all the people, and we have a good chunk of group right now on the webinar, we are going to find only about 8 to 10 people that really know what the numbers are. Or maybe a little higher because some of you are, I know they are committed to the business. There are some of you that are brand new, is why you don't know. But this is really powerful. Setting your goals. And let me show you this. These are when you become a 1-star Golden Circle, 2-star Golden Circle, etc. You see, 1-star Golden Circle is when you are an executive. And by the way, executive, if you don't know what an executive is when you have 5 people on each side that each one has 2. In other words, you have 10 consultants, 5 on each side. Your personal volume requirement is only 100 BV. When you are a 1-star circle, you are getting between 10 to 19 cycles a week. Now, we are not counting in this example the bonuses at all. But the annualized income for 1-star circle goes between $20,000 and $53,000 a year. Now, why is it so important to know these numbers? Let's assume that your income right now, the one that, or your ones, is about $40,000 or $50,000 a year. And by the way, only 20% of the people in the US make more than $50,000 or more per year. But anyway, then what happened is that then you say, okay, then my goal is to become a one-star golden circle. Now, two-star golden circle, oops. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, two-star golden circle. It's the same executive. You have the 5 people with 2 on each side. You have 5 people on one side and the other one 2. That doesn't change. That's the maximum qualification, personal qualification to be an executive. Now, then, of course, the personal volume is the same. The only thing that changes is the volume that's coming under you that you're making more money. The two-star golden circle are between $56,000 and $109,000 per year. Only around 5% of the households, I think it's 8% of the household make over $100,000 a year, and only 4 or 5% of the individuals are earning over $100,000 a year. But again, here is a great income. The $109,000 is close to $10,000 a month. It's about $9,500. $9,600 per month. Now, three-star golden circle is $112,000 to $165,000. It's still the qualification, personal volume is the same, executive is the same. And by the way, you don't have to be executive to make these incomes. This is just to be called golden circle. For those of you that know, you can get paid up to 250 cycles, even if you have only 2 people active that are personally sponsored by you. But here, the reason I'm using golden circle is because when you start getting other bonuses, although again, the example that I'm showing you doesn't include any of the bonuses, just the raw basic commission. Again, this is between 112 and 165,000. Let me tell you one thing. When you become a 3-star circle, this golden circle, you become one of the top 2% on the whole company when you're earning around 150 to 165 of the whole world, excuse me, not just Isogenics. I'm talking about income earners in any career. Now, this is a great one of the things goals that we have. In the next in 2 weeks, we are going to come up with a project that we are going to launch. That although it's mostly for our organization, still anybody else can participate to, is where we are going to set up a plan of action for people that to get at least to 3-star golden circle by August, before convention. Actually, it will be by July this year. That's the goal, to be at least a 3-star golden circle, although we are going to go for 4 and 5-star golden circle. Look at the income. 4-star golden circle, 168,000 to 270,000. We are talking about big money. As a matter of fact, when you are at the top of 4-star golden circle, at that point you are earning $250,000 that, according to Worth magazine, you are considered already rich. Worth magazine said that the average rich person earn around $250,000 a year, $250,000 a year. The cool thing that this income different from most people, it depends not just your own efforts, but you have a whole organization that's helping you to get an income. If you work for a corporation, and even if you are at a high level, you're like another person that's coming probably tomorrow night into the business. He works for one of the biggest corporations in the world. And he earned around $200,000 a year, an incredible income. But he's working about 60 hours a week. And he wants to apply for an early retirement. He is young enough, but he wants to start a new career. He doesn't want to keep working 60 hours a week. Or people that are working sales, as for example. By the way, I want to welcome John Bassi. He's right now on the internet. He's one of the persons that also his goal is really big, and I think he's going to be really successful. And the reason is because he's working more than 60 hours a week, earning a 6-figure income. He's the top at his profession, individual profession. He sold over $4 million last year. I tell you one thing. He's an example of what people are looking that want to have financial freedom. And some of you were in the same position that he was, and some of you are having incredible success. But anyway, a 5-star golden circle. I'm going slow through this because I just want to show you the example. 5-star golden circle, 280 to 418,000. The plan that we have, the idea is that people had the opportunity to become a 5-star golden circle in the next 12 months or before. And let me tell you why. And this is a little hint. The company is coming with a new contest. It's going to be announced at the New York kickoff in California that we are having in 2 weeks, actually at the end of next week already. And in this, they're going to talk about a new contest. And this contest, if you can become between 4 to 5 star Golden Circle, unless you are already at that rank, I know a couple of you that are here are already higher than the ranks, but if you are starting, you are 1 star or 2 star, you are starting over, when you get to, if you're starting, you become a 4 star, by the end of the year, holy cow, you're going to have so much fun, so much fun. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't have all the data, but anyway, let's keep going up. Look, 7 star, all the way 8 star, 702,000 a year. By the way, you don't have to be an executive to earn up to $702,000 a year. That's about $60,000 per month. You can have only 2 people strong active in your organization. The reason, again, I have executive here is because you want to have the other benefits of Golden Circle. That let's suppose that you make $700,000. The other benefits can double that to $1.4 million a year. But anyway, then we have the platinums. And platinum, 7 star platinums. Look at that. Again, the only qualification, they have to be an executive. It's just the amount of cycles. Look at that. By the way, I'm 9 star Golden Circle, but a 10 star, look at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, remember the wants and the dreams? Do you think most of your dreams cannot be reached when you are in any of these positions in platinums right now? And by the way, I stopped an 18 star platinum. Jimmy Smith is more than that. I don't know if all of you know, but Jimmy Smith cycled more than 1,000 times a week. Imagine that. But anyway, and he's 87. But look at this. Look at these numbers. They're amazing. They are incredible. Excuse me. But anyway, one of the things, one of the cool things about these numbers, if you can copy this, by the way, I think this is in the back office. However, Alex, do we have this in how to get going already, these 2 charts?
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to make a post with both of them so that it's more towards the front.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, available.
You can go to howtogetgoing.com and you can print this and use it as a goal. My goal is 18 stars Golden Circle, platinum actually. I'm a 9 star platinum. I want to go all the way to 18. My wife wants to go all the way to 8 star Golden Circle this year, her position. But anyway, but this is cool to have it as a goal. And when you are, in my case, of course, we are talking already about dreams. Big dreams that I have. The big dreams are helping people, traveling all the world, helping my kids, helping family, buying, well, I'm not going to get into details, but personal things to help other people really. But anyway, now that you have these numbers, and again, it's important that you review these numbers, and then you can go into your plan. And your plan is the action that you need to take in order to get to these incomes. Okay, let's see. This is the Napoleon Hill formula. Again, I bet a lot of you have already read the book Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. If you have read all the books, many of them, a lot of the philosophy of Anthony Robbins is based in Napoleon Hill formula, although he had other things about NLP, etc. But many of the modern writers on personal development base their first big success formula that they learned was the Napoleon Hill formula, and it's really simple. And I'm going to go through it and then how to apply it to Isogenics. Okay, the first step is determine exactly how much money you desire. Now, don't be vague. You have to have an exactly amount, $10,000 a month. By the way, it is interesting. The most common answer when you ask somebody how much they would like to earn in order to go full-time, it's interesting, but the most common answer is $5,000. The second most common answer is $10,000 a month. And sometimes they are kind of head-to-head. But anyway, exactly how much money you desire. To make sure that you write that, by the way. One of the things is most people are afraid to write down their goals. And the reason they are is because subconsciously, they think they are not going to get it anymore anyway. And the reason is because probably in the past, sometimes in the past, they set up a goal, They wrote it down and nothing happened. And then they have in the subconscious that saying to them, hey, why you are going to bother? You are not going to reach it anyway. And many times it's in our subconscious. Sometimes it's in our conscious, but many times in the subconscious. And the reason is because our brain is not there to help us to improve. It's there to protect us. That's the function of the brain. Now, we have the thinking capacity of setting goals and changing the purpose of the brain. That's the cool thing. And this, again, one of the things that I am passionate, and some of you that know me for years, is that I got really deep into anything that has to do with the brain, personal development, NLP. And one of the things that has been discovered in the last few years is that actually you can even change the shape of your brain by the way that you think. There are scientific studies where they do a scan of the brain, and they can show when people, for example, is procrastinating, they are part of the brain that's different. When the people that are afraid to take risks, there's a part of the brain that's different, etc. And the reason is because our experiences are molding this brain. But the good news is that we can change that, and that's why it's important. And the reason I'm saying that it's important, guys, that you recognize that, because if you have some limitation that they are still telling you that you can't do this, or yeah, you were one time successful, but the whole thing crashed. If you try to do it again, it's going to crash again. That's our brain talking to us. We have the capacity to change that. But anyway, determine the exactly amount of how much money you desire. Determine exactly what you intend to do in order to earn the money you desire. In other words, what value are you going to offer? Remember, there's no free lunch. Now, this is the cool thing. We are offering a lot of value to people because we are improving the people in several ways. One of them, health-wise. When people are feeling better, the people are in better shape physically, when they lose weight, when they actually start receiving the right nutrients or the right raw materials that are in our products, obviously, we are benefiting a lot of people. And also creating an income for them, helping to create an income. Even some people that they don't care about going full time, but an extra $1,000 a month, they feel that is something that's going to change their life. And many people, that's what happened. Other people want an extra $5,000, other want to go full time, $10,000 per month or more. But the thing is that that's the cool thing, that we are offering value already. And it's important that you keep that in mind, because when you are helping other people to increase their income, to improve their self, your income is going to go up. You are thinking just in yourself, you're going to have a hard time increasing your income. That doesn't mean that it's impossible, but it's going to be you're going to have a hard time, especially sustaining your income. The third step is establish at this date that you are planning to possess the amount of money you desire. Now, I'm making a little twist, and I'm going to explain that when we get to this point, on the formula, the same in step 1 that has been shown that's making this even more powerful. 4, establish a plan for achieving your desire. In other words, what are you going to do, and start right now? You don't have to wait to feel if you're ready or not. Right, and then number 5, you are going to write all this. You're going to write, again, the amount of money, what you intend to do in exchange. This is the step number 2, and then the date that you will acquire all this by, the date, and this is a step 3. And then your plan, that this is step 4. In other words, you're writing this, and then the last step, you're going to read this. Of course, you write the statement, and you're going to read it daily, at least twice a day. When you wake up, and the other one when you go to bed. This is something cool too. That there are a couple of people that I see right now on the call. That they did with us a webinar where you actually write this, and then you read it on a recording, and then you listen to it through the whole day, and also your perfect day. There's something like that we will talk another time. But you also your goal, in other words, your formula, what you're going to do. And here we are going to put it in action. You determine exactly how much money you desire. For example, you say, I'm earning $10,000 or more. You see, I add the thing or more because we don't want to limit ourselves. And this is the first part. Determine exactly how much money you desire. I'm earning $10,000 or more. Or more. Always or more. The second step is, I'm going to stay here for a second because in case some of you are writing it down, if you can take a screenshot, a screen capture right now, you can do that too. Although we are going to put all this for sure on the internet on a PDF file. But anyway, I'm earning X amount or more per month. Okay, or more, always. Don't limit yourself. The second say, determine exactly what you intend to do in order to get the money you desire. And one of the things that I have, this is personally, I'm creating 100 new six-figure people in earners in my team, and many people earning $2,000 per month or more. By the way, you can put whatever number you have there. Right now, as you know, in our team, we have 60 millionaires and around 100 people are earning six-figure earners, but I want to have more because the more, the better. I mean, there's more excitement. But anyway, I'm creating, that's what I put as a goal, but I'm creating X amount of six-figure. You can say, and I'm helping people to improve their health, and you can put whatever you want there, but don't go too long. Just something that you can, don't go more than 2 paragraphs anyway. Establish the exact date when you intend to possess the amount of money. If it's per month, they say, I'm earning that income by, let's suppose that you have January 1st, 2016 or before. Again, you don't want to limit yourself. By the way, anyway, let me say in a second, but again, I'm earning that income by or before. Set up a day and say or before, because again, you don't want to limit the universe. For those of you that know me, when I started in Isogenics, I set up a goal to hit $10,000 a month in 6 months or before. That was my goal. I set up my goal. I wrote all this formula. I used the or before, or because as for those of you that know me before Isogenics, you know that I always talk about that. Or before, if I'm talking about income $10,000 or more. And I set up my goal, as I say, for 6 months. The cool thing that I'm at the end of my 3rd full month, I have earned over $12,000 in that month. And that means that I reached my goal 3 months earlier. But this is the cool thing too, compared with today. That was at the time where we didn't have most of the bonuses that are offered today. That's why today people are breaking all those records, those amounts faster, because when they see, especially if they come from another network marketing company and they understand the difference, they explode. But the cool thing is that I did it again so fast, and I couldn't bring my top leaders in the other company because I have a non-competing clause. For those of you that are familiar with those, you have to be careful when you have a non-competing clause. But this is really cool. I'm earning that income by or before. Now, in 4, you are going to create a plan. And let me show you an example. And by the way, you start whether or not you are ready. But especially here in our business, is so cool. Napoleon Hill, when he talked about this, network marketing didn't exist the way that we have it today. Actually, network marketing didn't appear until about 20 years later with I think it was California Vitamins. But anyway, I will be texting X amount of people every day. As you know, there's a way that we text people, and and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go into howtogetgoing.com and watch the webinar about texting. This is really, really powerful. I will be posting on Facebook X amount a day. These are some examples. You can do one or a combination of all of them. The more you do, obviously, the more you are going to be successful. And doesn't take you a lot of time, because texting, you can send texting to 20 people in a really short time. You can post on Facebook 2 or 3 times a day without taking a lot of time. Plus, there are some tools that we talk about in other webinars that you can automatically set up your posting for a whole month if you want. That means that you don't have to be there 3 times a day if you don't want to. I will connect in X amount of people a day on Facebook. I will call X amount of people per day. I will do a launch party per day. Actually, this will be per week. This is a mistake. I will do, for example, 1 launch party per week or 2 per week. This is weekly, by the way. I better correct that because I don't want people to take the idea week. Okay. All right. As you see, this is a live webinar. Okay, I will invite X amount of people to check a video or webinar per week. The videos are the videos that you have on the internet, and for those of you that are brand new, as a matter of fact, John, I'm going to be setting a training for him, and as a matter of fact, tonight we are going to be talking to one of his friends. But anyway, I will invite to check a video or webinar per week. I will sponsor X amount of people per month. And again, your goal is personal, but I'm going to put you an example. Then remember, when you have the plan, you already know how much money you're going to earn, what kind of value you are going to give. The third one, the date when you are going to achieve it. And the fourth one, you are setting up a plan. And then you start writing all this down. And here is an example. I'm earning $10,000 or more by helping 10 people to be 1 star and above. I'm receiving the income by or before. You see, let's suppose that you have by July 31st or before. In order to do that, I will send 2 texts per day to prospects. I will post on Facebook every day. I will call 5 people every day, and I will do 1 home presentation per week. I'm inviting 20 people per week to events. And events are the webinars, home presentations, online videos, etc. And I will be sponsoring, let's suppose that you say 8 people per month. This is an example of the activities. You can combine, again, the way that you want. But this is so important that you write this and you read it every day. You can put it on a card. That's why the statement cannot be too long. You can put this part on the card that you read every day. You can put it on your smartphone. That's what I've done now. And you can put it on your computer too, and I have it on one of my computers too, and the wallpaper when I set up the goals this past week. In other words, you set up, you always are looking at that, and the more you look at that, and you record it also. I record it also, and I listen to it as many times as I can during the day. I tell you, this is really powerful. There are other things that you do also, but this is the basis of the whole system when you are setting up goals. You do this, and again, many people, hundreds of thousands of people, probably millions of people, have credited their success to the book Think and Grow Rich, and this is the clue on the whole book on how to be successful. Of course, they go to the different steps, the desire, etc., mastermind, etc. But this is the heart of the whole thing, to put all that into action. Now, twice daily, read your written statement out to yourself. You do it in the morning and you do it at night. While you read the statement, visualize yourself executing, or your planning, visualize the money in your possession. And it's important that to record it, to, like I said, listen to it and do it with emotions, like you already have your goal. In other words, involve yourself emotionally. How would you feel? That's the question that you're going to ask. How would you feel when you are in possession of your goal? One of the things that is interesting when they start doing all this brain research, Dr. Dennis Wakely, that I know, and I know one person on the call, 2 people on the call, not him personally too. Dr. Dennis Wakely is a psychologist. He worked with Olympic athletes and also with several of the Apollo missions. And he said that when they were putting electrodes in the brain, they discovered that the brain couldn't recognize what was real or not. That's why when we go to a movie, we get scared if it's a scary movie, or we get anxious, or we get excited, because our brain doesn't recognize the difference between what is real and is not. And that's why when you do the things with emotion, when you are reading your statements with excitement, when you see the color, when you see it like actually you are there already, and when I mean is you are there, I'm not talking about seeing yourself seeing the colors on driving the car. No, you see yourself with your hands on the driving the car. In other words, it's like you are seeing through your eyes the action that you are taking, the places where you are going, the house where you are living. When you do it with emotions, then things start getting more real, and your brain starts looking for opportunities to find the ways for you to get all those things. Emotion is so important. Emotion is like what is going to get you into motion, emotion. Interesting. Huh? And always check your why. Remember the why that we talk about? The reasons you are doing what you are doing. Because many times we're going to have challenges. Not everything's going to be rosy. There are going to be times where we said, oh, this is going too slow. or that person was so rude. I wonder if everybody's going to be rude, or etc. There are going to be those obstacles because they are going to happen because we are dealing with people. But then when you keep your emotion, your excitement, when you are doing this, guys, things start happening eventually. It's not a question is if it will happen, it's when it happens. And the more we involve our emotions in this and these statements, the more we go also in action at the same time, guys, it's going to happen faster, many times faster than we think. It's really so powerful. Now, okay, before I go this, let me show you some of my the thing that I put in the whiteboard. Now, the way that I did it before I go into the pages is what I did is I went to the internet and I took pictures, and then I was printing papers for many different areas of my life. For example, relationships, family, relationship, family, the same thing, but business, physical fitness, etc. And I was making one page for each one, and then I put it on a whiteboard. And the reason is because the more you keep your brain looking at your goals and the things that you want and your why, the more your brain is going to find ways to reach it. A good example is, and this has a scientific reason, and without going into the scientific aspect, I'm going to show you a couple of examples. One of them, let's suppose that your wife suddenly is pregnant. Suddenly, when she's pregnant, suddenly you start seeing pregnant women all over the place. It's not that there are more pregnant women, but now you are aware more of pregnancy. Your brain is looking for more people that are pregnant because, again, you are aware. The same, let's suppose that you buy a car and you thought the car that you purchased is one of the only one that has that specific color, etc. So only when you start driving the car, you start seeing more of those. And the reason, again, is because suddenly you are aware of something, and then you start seeing it more. The same is with success. The more you expose your brain to success and your goals, and when I mean success, also recordings, etc., success recordings, success stories, and also to your goals, the more your brain is going to be aware of it. And everything started is just behind on the back part of our brain. It's called the RAS, it's Reticular Activation System. If you never heard of that, make sure you do a search. But that's the secret. It's what helps us focus in certain activities. And the reason the brain works that way is because there are so many things that go through every day around us that if we were not able to focus in a few things, we would go crazy. For example, I'm sitting here. If I start listening to everything that's happening around, I start hearing the crickets outside. Yeah, there are crickets here because we don't have snow. I start hearing the air condition. I start hearing my kids are talking. I start listening to this and everything. I start hearing, and I can go crazy. And it's why the brain has that way to focus, and it's why the way to focus in success is to create an environment. And then let me put it this way: environment, a mental environment that's going to help us to be more aware of success, and also to create, if it's possible, an environment around us. It's why we create the dream board. It's why we have a place in our home that we can create like an office, make it look successful, even if it's just a little part in a room or a kitchen table or whatever. It's that environment, and then involving those things that we read with emotion. Wow, guys. And of course, going into action. And it's why we created the plan. But anyway, let me show you the whiteboard that I created. Actually, one of them, my wife was the one that jumped on it. But first of all, relationships. You see, I have a combination of pictures with phrases. For example, my wife and I travel and enjoy all the luxuries life has to offer. I'm passionate, respectful, and purposeful in my marriage. I plan family vacation to spend time with family. And you see, I have an island. I have a couple of pictures there with my family too. And this is a relationship. Now, my wife is the one that has to do with the next one. I don't know. I have the feeling that she wants me to be like James Bond. By the way, for those of you that know me, you know that I'm a fan of also the James Bond, and this is Dan Craig. But anyway, I have the James Bond watches, Casino Royale, etc. I love the watches, etc. And as you see, my face is in his body. Now, my wife was the one that set up this because she said, because one of my goals is to go in great, I don't have to lose too much weight, but I want to be more toned, stronger. And this is what she came up with. I was going to do it myself, but anyway. Now, this is an example of health. This is an example of business. I earn $210,000 per month, and I enjoy doing business with like-minded entrepreneurs. And you see, I have their private jet. I have this little toy car. And by the way, what I'm telling you about the plane is not that I'm going to buy a private plane or anything like that. What I'm going to do is a service, and those of you are familiar with Marquis jets, and there are many right now because it's been a boom on that kind of industries, industry parallel to the regular airlines, where you can buy time for airplanes and private planes. And the reason it's booming is because you don't have to go through lines, security, or anything like that. Your plane fly you into small airports usually, and then when you land, then you have a car waiting for you if that's what you want. And that's why I have that picture. 18-star platinum, you already saw what that means. By the way, you see 18-star platinum and 210,000 per month, they're related. That's why I have this. And I have that huge house, although we live in a beautiful home, that probably we're never going to move out of here now because we're thinking doing a lot of renewing. However, I love that house, that picture of the house. But you see, and by the way, you say startnowsystem.com and startagainnow.com. Those are websites that we are setting up for the teams that are going to be after the 18th of January. They're going to be out in full force. Guys, you go now to, for example, startnowsystem.com, you're not going to find anything, but we are going to be publishing it around the New York kickoff, and it's going to be very cool for those of you when you have a new person to come in. And then, by the way, it's going to have also the version in Spanish in both cases. We're going to have the English and the Spanish form. But anyway, this is powerful when you have these boards, because they are going to help you to visualize even stronger your goals. And I have more things in my board. I put just these 3 things just to give you an example. But guys, I tell you, I recommend you to do all these things, to follow the Napoleon Hill formula, to do the goals, to understand the numbers in isogenics. Because when you understand the numbers, then you see that whatever goals you have, they are possible. Imagine 210,000 per month. Some of you are saying, oh, gee, I never made even close to half of that, or even now 1/3 of that a year. But the reason it's like the Roger Bannister. Now several people in ICGN have paid $200,000 per month. And when several people had done it, including some people that never had success and never had experience in network marketing here and before, and then when one person can do it, and then you can see if one person can do it, another person can do it. This is not like basketball that you have to be tall and have certain skill, etc. For example, myself in basketball, no way. But in this business, anybody can do it as long as they follow everything as a recipe. And that's why that goal sounds huge, but I believe it. I believe it because other people are doing it. And my sponsor and personal friend, Jimmy Smith, he way past that. As a matter of fact, he and his 2 daughters, they're making close to $500,000 per month. And it's why I believe those numbers. But anyway, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you ask right now. Right now is the right time. I know I went a little over. Hold on a second. Anybody has any questions? And Alex, are you there?
Yeah, George. Actually, I love these boards, and I love actually setting the goals with, Think and Grow Rich. That's actually how Marlena and I built our business and achieved both our weight loss goals as well. But Irene actually she just wants to see if you can show that first board with the family.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
She just wanted.
First board, I think it was the second board, but let me see. The family? Oh, no, it was the first one, right? Okay. Okay, it's right there.
Okay, great. And let me double check here because we have quite a few comments. And
okay, I think somebody is asking if the number, the $10,000 a month when you're setting the goal, represent our first goal or our dream goal. Usually that's the goal for when you are going to quit your job. In other words, it's the ones when you, not necessarily your dream, but you can have your dream also. It's just that it's good to have a halfway goals in between. You can have also a smaller goal. If you don't feel comfortable yet with big numbers, you can start with something as simple as say, okay, I just want to earn $3,000 a month. That will cover your needs, for example, or $4,000 a month, or whatever your needs are. It depends on you. I didn't explain that before, but it depends on you what you want to put on that number. In most cases, again, if you never done, especially if you never done this kind of goal setting, start with the smallest goal for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. When you realize that you're getting really fast there, then just double. And if you're going really fast to the second one that you double again. That's the way that you force yourself to keep going up. But again, set up the goal. You can set up with a minimum goal, that's the needs. And then if you are going very quick there, or you reach it really quick, then just double again. And then just double again. That's the best way. You can get it to your once goal, but I like to double the goals all the time. And that's one of the reasons. When I got to $12,000 a month, that was in my third full month. And my next goal, it was $24,000 a month, and it's funny because 5 months later, I think, when I got to the $24,000 a month, and I said, "Oh, this is cool." But and then it keep going up from that point on. But yeah, I don't know if that answered the question.
Yeah, and actually, we have Stacy wants to see the next slide that you had.
The next slide. Oh, that's the okay.
Yeah.
That's the one that my wife set up for me.
Oh.
I don't know why. I already look like that.
Okay.
This is the help. And what you're putting there is phrases like "I enjoy lifting weights and working out weekly," etc. Because you want to make sure that you have that in the subconscious, even if you are not reading it. When I mean reading it on purpose, the fact that it's around, and it's nice to, if you can have these things and at least in two different places, that the more you see it, the more you're going to start doing certain things, and unconsciously you're going to start doing it. And then, of course, I'm perfectly fit and healthy, and I look and feel amazing all the time. I feel full of energy. And of course, if you are taking isogenic products, obviously, you're going to be doing all these things. But anyway, these are three examples again in slide, because you also can have a slide, for example, of contribution, all the different things that you want to, a slide, no, a paper, and that's why I have two, because I didn't put it on, but different organizations that I want to help, or different causes, not necessarily organizations. Okay, somebody's sending me a question right now. It's a funny question. He said, this is a text message. He said, is really possible to reach those numbers? I assume you are talking about the $210,000 a month. It is not only possible, but people are doing it. As I said, Jimmy Smith, his daughters are making more than that. And there are several people that are already over $200,000 per month. And that's why I have that goal there. It's a really strong goal. For me, it's a dream income. And the reason is because when you have an income that's large, and when you go over $50,000 a month, then you can do a lot of things. You can even less than that. You can start. Hold on a second. Somebody asking me another question here. But you can. I forgot what I was saying. I totally, because this person sent me a text message again, a different person. But anyway, the cool thing that these things are happening, and when you go over $50,000 a month, that's what I say, or even less, you can start diversifying your income with $20,000 a month. You can start diversifying your income. You can start investing here and there, in putting money to work for you, while your income, your main income, isogenics keep growing, and it's also residual income. I love that. Okay, before I answer the other question in text message, I think we have another question on here.
Yeah, George, actually, Lee had, he apparently entered the information on Adrian's website. I think that was while the website was being built. So okay. He didn't hear back, so he wanted to know how do I join your team? I would assume he means how to get on your list, on your mailing list.
Okay. All right. Well, let me, I have all this slide open. I didn't realize. Let me close. a bunch of slides here. Okay, I'm going to put a hold on, add a slide here, and then I'm going to write here. Okay, an email. Send me an email to this, and then say that you were at the webinar, and then we add you to the different list. I think you can see it, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. Okay. procapital1@gmail.com.
Okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. Okay. I wonder, sometimes what happened, I know the Adrian website that you're talking about, for some reason, has not been sending us the information. We have it with Constant Contact, and we are going to be migrating it to Aweber because for some reason on the website it's not working, and we try everything. We work with customer service and everything. Several people told us the same thing, that they asked for more information, and they have not been able to connect with us. It's why. Yeah, thank you for telling us. Lee, is his name? Your name? The person that asked me?
Yes.
Okay, Lee, yeah, send me a private email to that one, because for some reason we are having problems, and we are going to be migrating everything to Aweber probably in the next week or even earlier, because again, we are having problems already with that site specific, and they don't even know what is going on. I know Constant Contact. I had it for years, but for some reason, it's not working for this specific. We have another question. Yeah, we have another question here from a text message from the same person that asked before. He said to show again the slides where the incomes appear. Okay, let me see. Okay, incomes. All right, I don't know which one is the one that he's referring, but this one is the golden circle. Okay, I'm going to go all the way down. As you see, executive is, again, 5 people on each side that they have there too. And you can earn in the golden circle up to $700,000 a year. This is with accounting the bonuses. The bonuses can add another $700,000. And then the platinum is amazing now, because I stopped in 18. That, by the way, is my goal. That's $2.2 million a year, plus the bonuses. Plus the bonuses, it could go run about $3.5, $4 million or even more per year. I think that's one. I think we have another question. If I cannot read it.
Yeah, actually, George, it's just comments. Okay, and by the way, George, on the How to Get Going site, the latest post actually links to the ranks and earnings graph from the Isogenics website.
Oh, perfect. By the way, I think I see a question here. Do you recommend putting your face over the desired body? I think it's a good idea. Although that's my face and my body in case. Yeah, I think it's a good idea if you can do that, because it makes you visualize even easier. Although there are many people that say that doesn't matter, but I like the idea to having the face there on our goals. And by the way, it's important that most of the pictures are in color. Also, some of the writings could, if they are in color. As a matter of fact, when I post this, I did my board, I realized that, and I'm changing the new one. I'm putting the different letters and colors, not in black. Well, not all of them. There are some in black, but I'm going to have a variety of colors too. It's to keep my attention more on the board. There are great books out there. As a matter of fact, there is a great book by John Assaraf about the dream board. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get you on that book. I'm going to go to something. Let's see. Okay, let's see, Amazon.com. Okay, John Assaraf, I think that's the way to spell it. Okay, John Assaraf. I'm going to look in all the departments. He's wrote incredible books, The Answer, etc. But look at this one, the Complete Vision Board Kit here. This book is great. It tells you how to do the board. It comes even with a kit, actually a kit of how to do it. It comes with a video to explain, and it's only $16 right now. Wow. This is in Amazon. This is a great, great book, again, to create your vision board. Jonas Serafix is one of my partners, and when I mean partners, coaches. He's a great guy. My goal is one day to get him in Isogenics, but some of you probably know him. He's coaching superstars, and I mean, this is one of the top trainers in the world on personal development and actually how the brain works. But anyway, this is it's called the Complete Vision Board Kit. You can find it in Barnes and Nobles at the store. I was at Barnes and Nobles just a few days ago, and I saw it there. I bought one for a gift. But anyway, if they don't have it in the store, you can order in Amazon. I am a fanatic of Amazon. Okay, I have another question here. I have actually two coming in a row. This question is coming about the activity, the way they can learn how to do messaging, etc. You can go to howtogetgoing.com. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go here, howtogetgoing.com. And then when you are in How to Get Going, you go to webinar, or you can actually do a search, I think, texting. I wonder if it's in texting. Let me see. I don't know. Texting. Let's see. I know you have the, oh, get more sleep. No, that's not it. Well, go to webinars where they say past, replace webinars on top, and then you start going down, and you're going to see, for example, the power of text messaging with Adrian and George Ruiz. Text messages are the game changer. I love that, and also different other articles about leads. Okay. This is again in webinars, how to get going. I don't know if there are more questions. Oh, yeah, there's one question here. This person is asking me how long do you think it would take? He said that his goal is to earn $10,000 a month. He's making his job about $70,000 a year, but he thinks that his job is going to disappear because there are talks about a company being buy out soon, and when I mean soon, in the next 6 months or less. He said that usually when that happened, he had an experience. His job lasts after that 3 or 4, 5 more months, and he thinks that he had no more than a year in order to replace an income. But he makes about $70,000 a year. But he said that he lived very within those means. And he said, "How long can take me to earn $10,000 a month or more?" And I said, one of the things that I said, I think in the webinar, it depends on you, on your activity, your belief, how much involved you are. Because the more you are involved, and when I mean involved, you don't have to be full-time, because obviously you have your full-time job. But if you can have 1 to 2 hours a day where you focus on prospecting, and then you leverage with your upline, in other words, you do 3-way calls, etc., you can do it really quick. You can do it in 6 months or less. And for sure in less than 12 months, but again, you have to make sure you are committed to at least 1 hour or 2 hours every day, at least 5 days a week. You don't have to do it 7 days a week by prospecting, and prospecting the right way. It's why we have the different webinars where you can do in an hour more than most people do sometimes in a whole day, because the idea is to prospect a lot of people. And now, I don't know, you have experience in network marketing, but the cool thing about Isogenics, I don't know what rank you have right now in Isogenics, but the cool thing about Isogenics is because the plan is so simple, and when you become a consultant, in other words, when you have your 2 people active, you are just, actually, when you join Isogenics, you are only 2 people away of an incredible income, because you have only 2 legs to build. You don't have any other qualification but the fact that you have at least 2 personal sponsors that are active. That's it. The more you have, obviously, the better. You go to executive, you have other bonuses, and you go faster. But the cool thing is, because it's so simple, the plan, the way that's set up, if you are consistent, eventually somebody in your downline is going to come and explode it. It could be somebody you personally sponsor, or somebody that came to some of the people that you sponsor. And it's why it's so powerful. But anyway, it could take less than 12 months. And I really believe that can take less than 12 months if you do it right. It's funny. And now they say, yoo-hoo. Okay. Do we have any other questions, Alex? Or do you have any?
Yeah, George. Actually, Maria is asking, do you recommend any books on the power of changing the brain that you were talking about earlier, or is Think and Grow Rich the main one?
Yeah, Think and Grow Rich is an amazing book. It's amazing. Now, because it was written in the 1930s, sometimes it could be a hard read, but I would read that book for sure. Everybody that has been successful, they have read it at one point. Of the newest book, let me go back to Amazon. Okay, there are several books that are amazing. And for example, this Jonas Saraf book, The Answer, Grow Any Business, Achieve Financial Freedom, is an amazing book. It's an amazing book for this. And if you have a Kindle edition, it's only $11.99. But let me go to a book. Okay, excuse me, The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich. This actually was the book that started everything. Oh, it's right there. You can buy the book or the Kindle. I'm going to go into the Kindle. You see, 99 cents. You can get it for 99 cents in Kindle. This is an amazing book. That actually, as I say, Napoleon Hill inspired a lot of people. Well, Napoleon Hill was inspired by this guy. It's really fast reading. It's a book that you can read in one day. You can download it, and then you can read the Think and Grow Rich, where you go into the plans, master plans, etc. This is a cool book. And again, to set up your dream board, the one that I showed you before with Jonas Saraf about the dream board kit, that's an amazing book. Okay. Okay, Lee is sending me a question. Okay. All right. Yeah, Lee, send me the email and I connect with you later tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. Send me an email in what time zone are you, and then I talk to you. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah. And George, we have Christine that's asking, she would like to connect with another team member who has similar goals to partner with and encourage each other. Is this possible?
Yes, one of the things is, I don't know if you have people in your team that you can work with. Choose one person, because that would be the best, is to work with somebody in your own team, because in that way you can actually, I would have two people, because one on the left and one on the right. But find people that are in your team, and if you don't, then you send us an email and say that you don't find anybody in your team, that we can put you with somebody. Yeah, it's really important to work with a friend, it's the buddy system, because you can keep accountable to each other. Usually you can have one person or two people and three people. That's the maximum to have accountable, to be two or three. That you can work together to set up your goals, but all of you to be committed to the same thing. When I mean the same thing, to building with Isogenics, because in that way you can encourage each other. And you can, it's one of the reasons, by the way, when friends join, one of the coolest things is, and usually I do it when the first time that we do training, is to find two friends that they would like to work with, because when you are working with friends and you are working together for your personal goals with your friends, well, those groups grow really quick. And we can see what happened to Emily Barbara and her husband. At first, they were basically just showing the products to other people for losing weight, and they were not growing really fast. They were making probably about $300, $400, or $500 a month. But then when they understood the power of the goals and the why, they start telling their friends, let's do it together. And they found a couple of friends, and they exploded. And we see today they are the youngest people earning over $100,000 per month. And you already saw that. They are the youngest people earning six figures per month in Isogen. They are 26 now. I hope I answered the question, by the way.
Yeah, and George, we are way, way, way past the top of the hour. We are almost at the top of the next hour. But
the exciting part, that means that this was exciting, and we want to, guys, this year really, we want to support as many people as be successful, because Isogenics is going to become $1 billion this year. As a matter of fact, there is $1 billion and beyond project that's coming up by Isogenics. We are going to start with our own project too, because the next step is for our group to become $1 billion producer. But we are going to work together for that. The company obviously is coming with incentives, etc., in the next 2 weeks to talk more about that. But at the same time, in our group, we want to do the same thing, and to people that are friends to our group too, because as you know, we work with everybody, because we know sometimes there are people that don't have the support for one reason or another one, and we are a big family. But anyway, wow, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's possible, it's amazing. Whenever I start thinking, and when I was setting my goals in the early days, I was a little bit skeptical. And as the goals started happening, I just realized the power of setting goals. And now it's just an automatic function. You have to believe in it. You have to believe in yourself. And we definitely are in the right place at the right time. So, George, thank you so much. And thank you to each and every single one of you for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday at our BDP weekly webinar.
Yeah, thank you very much to everybody. And I talk to you next week. And I know John, I know you are here. I'm going to be calling you, or I think you're going to be calling me in about half an hour. I don't remember right now at the top of my head, and my head is everywhere right now. And Lee, I'm going to connect with you too. I'm going to give the telephone to Adrienne. Adrienne's my wife, in case you don't know, and she will be connecting with you. Okay, thank you guys, and have an amazing week and the beginning of an amazing year. Before I have to say this one more thing, guys. I have to say, next year, when the company announced this new contest, if you go through the whole contest and you accomplish what the contest is going to offer, in January 2016, you are going to say, I increased my income by $150,000 or more in 2015. 150,000 more, 150. It's why I'm so excited, because we are going to have as many people possible doing that, because that's going to be incredible when we see people in our team saying, oh, I said I reached the goal. Now we are going to celebrate together. I cannot say more because I have a little chip that will explode in my head if I say anything. But anyway, guys.